What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, with another edition of Where, Pick, and Dare, where I pick games for the various games that are occurring tomorrow. Whether it's football, baseball, basketball, basically whatever games I want to pick, I will pick them. With all that being said, on with the video. NBA. Cleveland Cavaliers versus New York Knicks, Game 2. This is part the the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. Um, the Knicks are leading the series at 1-0. The Cavs have a 28.7% chance to win. The Knicks have a 71.3% chance to win. This game is at New York. For stat for for stats, the Cavs have more points per game, field goal percentage is even. Knicks have more rebounds per game. Cavs have more assists per game, blocks per game, and steals per game. These stats are pretty close. So I think home field advantage is going to be a big thing here. So I think the Knicks will beat the Cavaliers tomorrow to go up 2-0 the series. College baseball. Virginia Cavaliers versus Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. This is part of the core files of the ACC tournament. Um, so so Virginia's unranked 36-20 record. Georgia Tech's 3 nation 45-9 record. This is at Charlotte, North Carolina. I mean, it's probably a closer game for Virginia, but with how good Georgia Tech is, I think Georgia Tech's going to beat Virginia tomorrow. Miami Hurricanes versus Boston College Eagles. It's part of the quarterfinals of the ACC tournament. Miami's unranked 37-17 record. Boston College's unranked 36-20 record. This is at Charlotte, North Carolina. This could be a good game, but I mean Miami's doing just pretty well in baseball, so I think Miami will beat Boston College. Iowa Hawkeyes versus Purdue Boilermakers. This is part of the second round of the Big Ten tournament. Um, Iowa is unranked 33-22 record. Purdue's unranked 36-19 record. This is at Omaha, Nebraska. This could be a good game. This is probably a closer game for Iowa than it is for Purdue, so I think Iowa will beat Purdue. The Michigan Wolverines versus Ohio State Buckeyes. This is part of the second round of the Big Ten tournament. Um, Michigan's unranked 32-23 record. Ohio State's unranked 30-24 record. This is at Omaha, Nebraska. With Michigan having more wins, less losses, I think Michigan will beat Ohio State. Oklahoma State uh, Cowboys versus UCF Golden Knights. This is part of the quarterfinals of the Big 12 tournament. Uh, Oklahoma State's 19 nation, 36-19 record. UCF's unranked 31-20 record. This is at Surprise, Arizona. This is a closer game for Oklahoma State, so definitely home field advantage. And Oklahoma State's ranked, so I think Oklahoma State will beat UCF. Baylor Bears versus Kansas Jayhawks. This is part of the quarterfinals of the Big 12 tournament. Baylor is unranked, 29-26 record. Kansas is 13 nation, 39-16 record. This is at Surprise, Arizona. Um, I don't know how much distance is between which one's closer, but with Kansas being ranked, I think Kansas will beat Baylor. Kansas State Wildcats versus West Virginia Mountaineers. It's part of the quarterfinals of the Big 12 tournament. Um, Kansas State is unranked, 30-26 records. West Virginia's 9 nation, 37-13 record. This is at Surprise, Arizona. While it's definitely a close game for Kansas State, uh, West Virginia is a lot better than Kansas State, so I think West Virginia will beat Kansas State. Cincinnati Bearcats versus Arizona State Sun Devils. This is part of the quarterfinals of the Big 12 tournament. Cincinnati's 22 nation, 37-19 record. Arizona State's 21 nation, 36-18 record. So that's Surprise, Arizona. So, closely ranked teams. Would this be at Arizona? That's definitely a whole field advantage for Arizona State. So I think Arizona State will beat Cincinnati. Mississippi State Bulldogs versus Georgia Bulldogs. This is part of the quarterfinals of the SEC tournament. Mississippi State 16 nation, 40-16 record. Georgia's 4 nation, 43-12 record. It's at Hoover, Alabama. Georgia, so has a big home. They, they're higher ranked and they have that home run hitting power. Now, Mississippi State generally will have a bigger fan base in Hoover than Georgia will. That just happens. Georgia was able to get that sweep in Starkville. That was a big surprise. I don't think that's going to repeat here. I think Mississippi State will beat Georgia. Florida Gators versus Alabama Crimson Tide. This is part of the quarterfinals of the SEC tournament. Florida is 18 nation, 38-18 record. Bama is 15 nation, 37-18 record. This is at Hoover, Alabama. It's definitely closer for Alabama than it is for Florida. I mean, don't know if Florida will have more people there because of distance. So hopeful advantage I think could help Bama here. So I think Alabama will beat Florida. MLB. Pittsburgh Pirates versus St. Louis Cardinals. The Pirates have 58.2% chance to win. The Cards have 41.8% chance to win. This is at St. Louis. For starting pitchers for the Pirates of Braxton Ashcraft, career ERA at 2.88, WHIP of 1.16. And for the Cards, Dustin May has a career ERA of 3.98, WHIP of 1.23. So that's a good pitcher of both teams, but definitely the starting pitching advantage for the Pirates. For injuries, for the Pirates, Chris Davinsky's on 15-day IL, Jared Jones and Audemir Musqueda are on 6-day IL, Joey Bart's on 10-day IL, and Mike Clevenger's on 7-day IL. For the Cards, Lars Dupar, Ikeson Harrison, Victor Santos, and Zach Thompson are on 6-day IL, and Ramon Urias is on 10-day IL. For stats, Pirates have a higher batting average, have more runs, hits. Cards have more home runs. Pirates have a higher on-base percentage. Slugging percentage is even. Cards have a higher ERA, more walks plus hits per innings pitched, more walks. Pirates have more strikeouts. Cards have a higher opponent batting average. So with these stats, Pirates have a 25 more runs and 44 more hits. So points are definitely batting advantage for the Pirates. And and for pitching, the Pirates have 85 more strikeouts. So it's like definite pitching advantage for the Pirates. So with all those advantages, despite the home field advantage that the Cards have, I think with pitching, including starting pitching and the batting advantage, I think the Pirates will beat the Cardinals. And that's it for picks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my picks. Do you agree with them? Do you not? If you have different picks, you can put them in the comments. But other than that, please like, subscribe, and all that. Thank you for listening and look forward to the next video.